Hello everyone, welcome to my brand new Let's Play series of Darkest Dungeon 2. It's out in early access, and I got links for you in the description if you want to check it out for yourself. For now, it's time for me to play it, obviously, because obviously it is. I have 3 different Let's Plays of Darkest Dungeon 1, and it's one of the first games that I ever played on the channel, and I regret none of it, and I regret none of it that I played so much of it. Let's do a new journey.
Ruin has found you at last. My protege, my friend. Our calculations were correct. The ephemeral equation is unbalanced. The Earth spins on a strange and terrifying new axis. And everywhere, unbridled consequence. The world is a wasteland of failures past. And yet, you must ride out into it, unafraid. Take this. It is hope, the very last of it. It is yours now. You were bold once. Be bold once more. Free yourself from this suffocating stillness. Fix your gaze on the horizon and face the fearsome truth of the darkest dungeon.
So the world is beset by chaos, apparently. Everyone is being haunted by their past mistakes. I love that, because that's kind of more or less the whole tone of the first game, except, you know, not our past mistakes, it's the past mistakes of the, spoiler alert. So, denial.
You have cowered in your crumbling denial long enough.
Yes, I have. And now we have a stagecoach, that's what that is. So tell me, video game, how any of this works. The stagecoach carries the flame, which is the last hope for the world. It will gradually diminish as you drive, but various actions can refill it. The lower it gets, the harder things will be for your party. Do not let the flame expire. Ooh, that's quite an interesting setup. The first game had you carry a torch, but the torch was more or less a gauge of how difficult the enemies were going to be and how many advantages they would have against you. But lowering your torch could be a good strategy because you also got better treasure. But here, if the light goes out, what happens? The stagecoach is your carriage, your coffin, and your confessional. Press WASD and press Z to bring the stagecoach view up. This shows what upgrades are currently installed on the coach. Upgrades can only be changed at the Wainwright who is present at each inn. When the flame gets below 40, things start to get significantly more dangerous for the heroes. Monsters get combat bonuses, and there are increased chances that battle modifiers will further increase the monsters' power. The waning flame also increases the chance that heroes will develop negative affinities with each other. That's interesting. Ooh, that's a different thing then. In the original game, they had quirks, and in this one, they might still have quirks. I see some stuff over there, but anyway, visit assist encounters to raise the flame. When the flame reaches 0, the heroes are ambushed by fiendish cultists. If the heroes survive the fight, then the expedition will continue with a tiny flicker of flame still alive. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so how does the flame work then? Let me first look at this screen. The stagecoach, the last hope. We have trophies. We have other things. Okay, or stuff. And the last hope is going to be the name of the stagecoach. For right now, we can name it other things. But we're just going to press W. I can't see anything. There's nothing out here. There's something there. Nope, there's nothing there.
The crossroads. Who will step forward into the light?
So the crossroads. And they lead to failure, regret, disgrace, maybe. We got a man-at-arms called Barristan. 4 heroes will join together on this expedition. Our salvation rides with them. We can create our party, or party assembly, I suppose, and roster arrangement. You can rearrange your party order while driving by clicking and dragging their portraits. Party order determines what position each hero is in when the battle starts. The furthest hero to the right begins at the front line of the combat, but doesn't begin first. That's a very important thing. So, what do we have over here? Aesthetic and lazy eye. So these are positive and negative quirks, I would assume. And I don't know their abilities yet, although I might be able to tell. Yes, I am. So, beautiful. And front rank, guard, durable, riposte. Yeah, so you're probably going to be at the front. Let's look at their abilities, because we're going to need to get very, very well acquainted with all of them. So we got a crush. So what I'm going to look at first is I'm going to look at this thing. This means where these abilities can be used for. The game is not telling us that. I know how to play the first game, so it's how that works in this game as well. Basically, if you're in these 2 positions, or in either of these 2 positions, you can use that ability, and that applies to everything. Let's see if there's one of these that I can't use from the front. There is indeed the hold the line. But that hold the line is just an ability to bring you forward, which is interesting. I don't think I want that. Also, you can... wait a minute. You can run with all the abilities? That's curious. There might be more than 4 abilities now. Okay. This is a good character for just a front line.
Pride. More devastating than the horrors of 100 campaigns.
And here we have Dismas. Oh, Dismas is back? I'm not mistaken, right? Dismas was one of the main characters in... well, one of the original characters in the first game. It was Dismas and... I forgot the name of the thing. This one is a highwayman, and there are a lot of abilities that can be used from the 3rd slot.
Hunted, harried, a fugitive seeking to outpace the past.
Then over here we have the Grave Robber, and Audrey, that's her name. And I always liked the Grave Robber, honestly. Pick to the face, thrown dagger, flashing daggers, poison dart, and absinthe. She's a healer. Yeah, these are some new abilities.
Avarice slips unseen into the catacombs of the mind,
I think. And then here we have the Plague Doctor, Paracelsus, potentially. And she is a backliner. She does have the ounce of prevention, potentially. I can't tell what those icons are for. The battlefield medicine, that's her healing. But she doesn't have... oh, blinding gas? Is that the one? No, that's for blind. She doesn't have stun. Did they do away with stun? Darkest Dungeon 1 always had a very, very toxic relationship with stun. So she can't use this from the back line, which is okay. Let's see if you can... yeah, it's fine. Maybe I should keep her at the back. So basically I'm making a decision here based on either an incision or a pick to the face. The pick to the face does more damage and ignores armor, whereas this one does not ignore armor, but makes them bleed. The crit chance is the same, so this one, yeah, it's basically anything goes.
Indiscriminate science stains the surgeon's hands.
And guess what? The Usual Suspect is the name of this thing, which is not true. Because in the first game, there was a Vestal here. Huh. So it's not the usual suspects. Anyway. The valley.
Onward. And let us hope enough yet remains of the world.
So one thing I'll have to figure out is exactly how the light works. In regards to, you know, our movement. It seems like we lose it in chunks. A little. The academic's cachet.
An unexpected find.
Oh. Medicinal herbs. Why would I leave the items? Supplies from your benefactor. Yes, take all. What am I getting? A dartboard. High chance of improving affinity. This is an in item. Okay, that's what I need to look at. So we got in items over here. A clotting poultice. And then we have combat items, which is medicinal herb. And if the target is bleeding or poisoned, or if the target is burning, cures that. Medicinal herbs cure your burning. Okay, and then we have a vague trinket over here for extra burning resistance, minor ablative, and a coach upgrade for extra inventory slots. And relics, it's currency, money. A lovely little turn of events, I'd say, says Audrey. So I assume we can't do anything from here because we're not at an inn. Makes sense. How about our inventory? Can't apply these from here. But we do have an inventory over here with a Windows icon over there. Fair enough. Now, what I was interested in is to see if there's... Oh, I saw.
I remember our first meeting on the steps of the university. A collegial handshake that would doom us both.
I was trying to figure out if there's hidden stuff, because in the first game, you do need to pay attention to the background. You can't just press on willy-nilly. At least not usually. It looks like the light goes down slower per movement. Oh, those things... Okay, give them no quarter. That's not you who says it, Audrey. Oh. There's screams. Or something. Hello. The desperate few. Oh, and I'm choosing what I say. They don't say anything. We have encounters over here. During encounters, such as this one, heroes will voice opinions on a course of action. You must choose one of their wishes. Click and hold on a choice to select it. Okay. And then we have inventory over here as well. Your shared inventory is split between all item types. That's fine enough. Full inventory. If the stagecoach becomes full, you may wish to discard less important items. Click and drag them off the inventory window. Thank you. And then we have trinkets over here. It's a bunch of things here that are relics and baubles. And trinkets, each hero may equip up to 2 trinkets. Trinkets confer bonuses. Yes, equipping trinkets. It's drag and drop. I need to look into that, actually. And because apparently I can do that from not the inn. And then combat items are equipped into a dedicated skill slot on each hero. To equip one... Oh my god, that's very important, actually. Yeah, you need to get them ready. Mastery points are earned mostly through combat victories. Each point will will upgrade 1 hero skill. Then we have relics over here. Main currency of the land used to buy most supplies. Baubles are only used to purchase trinkets. Come in different forms for each region. All types are worth the same, but take up different space in your inventory. That's curious. And then affinity changes over here. Heroes often have vastly different opinions about how a given encounter should be resolved. When you choose a hero's response, any heroes that agree with the acting hero will have their mutual affinity increased. Gold glow. Any heroes that disagree strongly with the acting hero will have their mutual affinity decreased. Blue glow. So this is a little bit... This is a more gamified version of what happens in the first game, which is you learn some of the some of the quirks of your characters, and you eventually heal if you have enough money and time. You heal those quirks because you hate them, but you learn some of your characters, like, for example, shiny things, so they steal a bunch, or they like food, and so they eat everything they see, which sometimes is good, and it usually isn't. It's really bad. So when you go around, you just sort of like, at least if you're like myself, you talk to your characters and ask them, please not to eat the big putrefied pig head that's laying on the floor. But no, your character is going to eat the big putrefied pig head that's laying on the floor, whether you like it or not. The kleptomaniac, though, they sometimes don't steal, but the food one, I don't remember what it is, but gluttonous, potentially, they will eat. So, resistance encounters here. Each region is overwhelmed with a local evil. Resistance encounters are battles with these monsters. Oh, evil is monsters, right. Winning resistance encounters is the primary way in which you gain mastery points and earn treasures that will make the heroes more powerful. It also reduces loathing. Battling evil is not without risk, but if you avoid all resistance encounters, you will find your party ill-prepared to tackle the mountain. What the hell's the mountain? What is this? Assistance encounters bring the heroes face to face with the downtrodden local populace. These forlorn creatures are in need of help and often have valuable supplies to offer to the heroes in return. Helping the locals is the best way to restore the flame. That's really good. That's what we're here to do then. And cultist encounters over here emanate from the mountain and the great evil contained therein. Cultist encounters are always a tough fight, but the rewards are equally valuable. Stave off the evil, reduce your loathing, and use the spoils to equip yourself for the final assault on the mountain. So, it might be that in this game, for example, Disma's line could give us always the same result. Oh, but we can tell what the result is. I think so, potentially. In the first game, you have to know what you have to experiment and know what each item that you're using and where you're using it, what it actually does. So if you see something that you can burn with a torch, it could be a good thing. And burning something with a torch could be really good. It could also be really bad. And even if it is really good, you need to use it with a certain character. It's kind of complicated. Help us, they say. They do say things. Hope is contagious once it catches. Audrey says, that was Paracelsus. Audrey says, we light the way for more than merely us now. Barristan says, let all kind folk unite under the banner of our light. And Dismas says, it is on us to carry the torch, and it's a long road. It looks like the shining glow, for example, for Barristan, only applies to Dismas, and it's kind of back and forth. But this one applies to them both. And this one applies to them both as well. So it's better to choose back here, because they will like both of them. I'm going to say Paracelsus over here. Hope is contagious once it catches up. Or it catches. And I hold. No, it applies to all three.
Abandoned or forgotten. It is ours now.
We got 2 slime molds, which restores 10 HP, but decreases disease resist. It's blocked by Fussy Eater. Take all. But the flame is really what we're here for. So, inventory. Can I click on the characters? Yes, I can. Right-click on the character. And there's trinkets here. So, for example, let's say Barristan. You cannot apply that over here? Or equip that over here? No, that you definitely can't. Discard item? No. Oh, minor ablative. Interesting. Why are you giving me their exclamation mark? It's combat skills. Right. And the exclamation mark goes away after that. Right. Okay, so combat skills. How would that work? Equip combat item. That's what that is for. I understand. A little. Although I don't understand that much. But I understand a little. It's... Yeah. Is there anything else? I don't think I can equip anything else. I can also go back and forth between here. And these are the quirks. Erudite. Knowledge supreme overall. So she will basically... She's the one that's gonna read all the Eldritch stuff that we find on the way. Anyway, 6 leagues to the inn. That's quite a lot, actually. But we shall... No, that's not a... I'm being very tentative about the road ahead. The leaves don't seem to affect anything. Tick. But I like destroying them. Because it does the psh. I think the game is made for people who are just, you know, lead foot.
You can feel it. A change in the air.
It's a bridge. And a burned village?
Echoes of allies reverberating in the void.
Nothing can be done to them, though. Oh, did I click on the affinity system? I did not. There's things up here. So about our heroes. The hero status view hold. Yeah, I saw that. I know these. Relationship tabs. I did not see that. But the tab shows your hero's current affinity or relationship with each other hero. Gold pips indicate positive affinity and blue pips are negative. And then quirks, if I know how it works, we'll get to them when we need to. Combat skills. It may equip 5 skills at a time, plus there's a dedicated 6th slot for combat items. Yep, that's interesting. And then hero conditions over here are usually long-term buffs or debuffs that result from in-item use at the inn. Oh, that's what those are then. It's not like an upgrade to the inn. It's buffs. We can do that though. I'm sure we can. Okay, let's just keep going ahead. Oh, the flame goes above 50, which I suppose I should have known, because in the first game it goes...
The bulwark of your denial is giving way.
Yes, it is. It goes up to 100. So we just crash into it. That's what we do. And here we have combat. The meat and potatoes. So the game tells us the round order? The game tells us the round order. It's the other way around. I was thinking it's this one. So Audrey goes first. So let's see what we have over here. Let's just observe these. So pick to the face is what we saw already. Thrown dagger is ignores dodge potentially when you're... There's an icon. I don't know what that is. When you're guarded? No. I have no idea what that is. Maybe when you're stunned. I don't know. Flashing daggers, it's just damage. It's not particularly good, but it is damage over 2, so in this case it might actually be better. Unfortunately, it's only for that in that slot. And over here we have actual damage and does 2 blight, which is pretty interesting. And how much health do they have? 13 health! Oh, crap. I hope they... we'll see. 13 health could be okay. And then we have a heal. It's not a self-heal. It could be on... Is it a self-heal? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Oh, speed. Acts faster next round. And that's dodge. That's the little icon is dodge. Okay, let's see. Poison dart. Let's go ahead and attack that one. In the back. With a blight. That's pretty good. And then over here we have Crush, which is just a normal attack. We have Rampart, which moves him forward and pushes the enemy back. Does it stun? It daze. Next turn will be delayed to the end of the round. So it isn't... So stun is just a turn delaying. Okay, that's less powerful than an actual stun. But so... Rampart is good for moving forward. We got Defender, which defends people and self. That's pretty awesome, actually. We got Bolster, which used to bring the light up, but not anymore. Vulnerable, take 50% damage on next hitting. That's a target. Let's get you with 8, so you're gonna die now with that. Pretty good. And then we have Paracelsus over here with a Noxious Blast, for that one most likely. Or a... I can't use... Yeah, I can't use certain abilities because we're not in position. Oh, there's no enemies. Ooh, what is that? Stealth! Cannot be directly... Yeah, that's nice. Lost 1 stress. Death blow there. What the heck's that? Is that a corpse? Yes, it is a corpse. That's all right, though, right? I think so. And we have Dismas. Dismas cannot do the tracking shot, but we don't mind that. Dismas has the Wicked Slice, which ignores 20% of death blow resist, I think. The game doesn't tell me. I find it very weird for it not to, because it should, but it doesn't. Then we have a pistol shot, which is just a normal attack. We have the forward move attack over here, which is interesting if you want to use a stun. That could be an interesting thing. And we also have the take aim, which removes blind on self, I assume? Yeah, self. Crit, dodge, and is no longer blinded. Pretty decent.
The means of mastery.
We got dartboard, another one of those. What is that for? Minus stress. Yes. And we got mastery.
Are you shaken? There is so much worse in store.
The numbers seem to be a little bit higher than I'm used to. 51 health instead of 12. Yeah, in the first game, I think you could get to like 20-something health. But I don't remember 50-something, so I don't know. Maybe they just rebalanced them to make it better at lower values.
The place is a little worse for wear, but familiar nonetheless.
It's this guy. I don't think he was the same as in the tavern in the first game. So Audrey become more friendly with Paracelsus becomes more friendly with Audrey, Dismas, and Barristan, and that was because of our choice. The party reached the Torch and Crown, which is the name of this tavern, and it heals for 100%. That's very important. And then we have a Clotting Poultice. We got all the things, but we're just not going to do anything about that. So what about the inn? The inn is where the heroes can rest and recover between regions. We got relations, combat, and a bunch of other things. I am good with all that. I tried to do the explaining. Inn items can only be used at the inn. They can heal, de-stress, bestow buffs, and perhaps most importantly, change the affinity between heroes. To view inn items in your party's possession, open the inventory and then select the inn items filter. To use an inn item, click the item in the inventory, then click on the target hero. Item may affect 1, 2, or even all heroes at once. The Provisioner offers a limited amount of supplies that can be purchased for relics. Click to purchase an item. The Provisioner selection varies each time you reach an inn. The Wainwright over here is the only place where you can install or remove stagecoach upgrades. Click and drag from inventory to install. Select the stagecoach upgrade filters in the inventory window to easily see which upgrades are available to you. Region choice. Before embarking from the inn, you must select which region to enter. Each region has different enemies and challenges, and your party may be better equipped to deal with one over another. Regions have a condition and a goal which changes each time you encounter them. The condition tells what special game effects are in place for that time only. The goal gives you an optional accomplishment to aim for. If you successfully complete the goal, then you will be given a reward shown once you arrive at the next inn. Master Trainer here is the only spot where you can upgrade hero skills. You earn mastery points as loot, mostly from fights. And skill upgrades, each hero skill has 1 upgrade level. To upgrade, click and hold on the skill. This costs a mastery point. Yeah, that's what we're going to prioritize, because that's what I like a lot. But there's no items. So they did away with that redundancy, which, yeah, I suppose it's all right. So it was a little bit redundant in the, I'm still trying to figure out who... Oh, it's down here, right. It was a little bit redundant. You would upgrade your abilities and you would upgrade your items in the first game, but it was just a money sink. It was just a way for you to take a little longer to upgrade heroes, which I think maybe they are doing away with that. I don't know. So we have the Provisioner here.
Precious relics remind us of a time before the end.
We have the Mastery Trainer.
Learn what can be taught, that you may stand just a little taller at the end.
And each one of them has a mastery? That's pretty great. Defender can be really good. So how it works, if I'm not mistaken, is I don't actually know what that times thing is, but it basically is for the next few turns. You have a higher resistance for self, and the target, basically any attack on the target, which is your friend, attacks you instead. And it's possible to bypass this defense, but we're gonna get to it when we get to it. But this upgrade is pretty awesome for a bunch of turns. Getting that is really nice. And here, this just increases damage and defense when the target is an undead or when the target is killed. I don't know. We're not gonna think about that too much. Mastery. Well, I guess I learned my lesson. It's a mastery. Things are just once per character.
Listen. Practice. Improve.
I will improve a little. Then we have the Wainwright.
Your coach must be maintained if it is to carry you where you must go.
So here we just get the inventory slots. Lovely. But it still keeps that. Huh. And then we select a route. So how many trinkets do I have? I have 24.
Spend what you can, or wealth no longer has meaning. If indeed it ever did.
The lines are still good. Stimulants add strength and speed for 2 rounds. Removes stealth if the target is stealthed. Removes all corpses. Cures blind on a hero. That's interesting. Slime mold. Whiskey flask. Minus stress. Minus 2 stress. Burning resistance until next in. And fire bleeding resistance until next in. And a whiskey flask. Should I buy a whiskey flask? I'm gonna buy it. I'm not gonna buy anything else. I don't think I need anything else. So we have Bat Country and Bat Country. In the light. Oh, but the goals are different. Keep the flame at 40 plus. Visit at least 3 assistance encounters. And the reward is extra hope or mastery points. Yeah, we don't need hope. We're gonna go for in the light 40%. That sounds bad. It's probably not gonna happen. Let's go to the sprawl.
Another nameless city. Another inferno of mutilation and madness.
A little. It's fine. Oh, stress is now 1 out of 10. Important. Very, very important. Embark. Journey onward? Yes.
Behold, the great cities of man, ruined and aflame.
There's a map